My God, will Pulse fill up? Yes. If it accrues so much value and gets so many users, yeah, the fees will go up and you'll just get really, really rich holding Pulse watching. Oh no, more really, really rich people. Like, you can't, here's the thing, you cannot force a free market to keep things cheap because then crappy use cases that aren't valuable will outbid useful and valuable use cases. And do you want your chain with limited capacity to be filled up with crap? No, you don't want your chain filled up with crap. You want it filled up with nice, good things. Well, then how do you know what the difference between nice and crap is? By bidding. And the people that see more value in the chain pay more to use the chain. And then your limited resource chain, through the bidding mechanism, is filled with the most valuable things that people can fill it with. And so this like socialist USSR decree that, oh, we're just going to have cheap fees forever, it doesn't work because there's a finite amount of space and you have to allocate it to certain users. And who should you allocate it to? Those that can most afford it, because they're bidding with their money for how valuable the transaction is. So the solution to a limited resource isn't to screw around with the pricing. The solution to a limited resource is to create more of the resource. So the Ethereum chain is full. Great. Well, we're going to make one with 4 times more throughput, and it won't be full. It'll be empty, and let's go fill it up.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to another awesome day on Pulsechain and crypto. Don't you love crypto? I don't know, I love it. And yeah, we're going to get into some cool stuff. Looks like we might have a PulseX breakout signal close. We talked about that 2 days ago, I think. Man, it's getting very, very close on the daily. We're going to check that out on the PulseX chart, so stay tuned for that. We've already had quite a few good days leading into that, so fingers crossed. We also got PulseMafia Vault. It's 120,000 USD. Is that beautiful? It is beautiful. And it's just over halfway to hit. So, I mean, you're talking about minimum $250,000 by the time that game launches in the vault, and 10% a week, $25,000 a week going to the top 5 Mafia families, maybe even the top 8, depending on how the vault grows over time. And, of course, pretty exciting to be in a Mafia family. As you guys know, we're co-hosting the Syndicate in the Discord and on Telegram with Archie, which is our Don Capone. I saw some really amazing activities on the auctions last night as well. We're going to be talking about that. The NFT market on Mafia, people might not know, but it's, I think, pretty clearly, I think it's the #1 NFT market on Pulsechain right now. So it's not a dedicated NFT market like many of the others. I think we've got 7 dedicated NFT markets. And this is embedded market, and man, it is crushing it with the volume. We're going to talk about that later on. A lot of you may have missed that, but the market activity on Mafia, on PulseMafia in particular, has been very, very exciting. In fact, I watched an auction yesterday. I'll talk about that when we get up to it, but man, it was so much fun. And I had to go to sleep because it kept on getting bidded. You know, people were bidding each other. So fun times. Let's get into it though. Let's say hello to people in the chat. Get into the chat if you're watching. Get in there and get active, and that's what the community is about, right? Be active. So get in there, folks. We've got Crypto Fury in the house there. Hello. Good to see you, Crypto Fury. And we've got Crypto Dan as well. Hi guys, good to see you, Crypto Dan. Hope you're doing well. Do you like this picture behind me with the king and the PulseX? I love that. Is that Richard Hart? I'm pretty sure it might be. We got DG and Hexkins in the house there. Hey, Suitman. Big shout out to DG and Hexkins. Really appreciate that. Hey, Optimality, great to see you in the chat as well. You'd be freaking silly not to scoop up PulseX incentive right now. Absolutely, Optimality, you are onto it. Hey, we've got a poll up at the moment, which reminds me, and the poll says, are you picking up any PulseX at the moment on Pulsechain? Yes, maybe, no, or you've already got some, you're just hodling. Get into that poll. We'll check that out later on when we get up to the PulseX price as well. All right, should we get into it? I think so. We're going to start with the stock market as usual. We like to cover the market so that we're informed. You got to be informed, right? Got to stay informed. So let's get into that. And woohoo, let's go. Where we're up to. Let me make sure I'm in the right place here. And bam. All right, stock market again. So this is Monday results for the United States. S&P 500 closes higher as tech continues to reign supreme. And look at the results here. So we've got the Dow Jones, which has got all the industrial firms in it. That's up 0.13%, 50 points to 39,169. We've got the S&P 500 is up 0.27 points, and of course that's 14.6 points. And we got that at 5,475. We got the Nasdaq up 0.8%, 143 points. That's got all the tech companies in it. That's at 17,876. So still looking fantastic as the stock market. Amazing. And the dollar index there, 105.55. That's the US dollar versus trading partners. That is up slightly too. Let's go to the commodities, have a quick look at that. We got the West Texas oil up 0.1% there, and that's sitting at $83.47. We got Brent oil up, 0.06%, up to $86.72. And of course, those are barrel prices. We got gold at the moment is up $3.70, up to $2,342, and silver there still under $30, but up 0.5% today, 15 cents to $29.76. And of course, silver is also something we're going to watch in the year ahead because we get interest rate pivots, maybe September, November. Then we could see a devaluation US dollar, and of course, silver there goes up. So it's going to have an impact on tradable inflation, however that does occur. So we'll see, but silver could do pretty well. All right, we got some interesting news here. Payrolls and Powell in focus. A slew of updates on the labor market, including the jobs opening report due Tuesday. So that will be something we can report on tomorrow. And further clues on monetary policy is slated for this week in the run-up to Friday's non-farm payrolls data for June. And that sometimes can move markets, right? It's kind of one of those high-level indices. The monthly jobs report reading is set to provide more insight to the labor market. Remember, pretty much the Fed is trying to trade away inflation, trade away employment for lower inflation. So that's kind of the general idea. Monthly jobs report reading set to provide more insights on the labor market, whose resilience has also been a key point of contention for the Fed in cutting rates because it's been that hasn't really been happening as much as they would like, right? Now, there's little chinks in the armor for sure. Ahead of the non-farm payrolls data, the Fed Reserve is set to release the minutes of its June meeting, with many keen for fresh clues on the central bank's monetary policy outlook for the Friday signal. That is now only expects one cut this year. So we start off with, I think, 3 or 4 cuts. Now we're down to 1. And of course, maybe that's September or November. November may be getting more probable from a prior estimates of 3 cuts. Fed speak is also on the agenda, with Chairman Jerome Powell set to appear at the European Central Bank's annual forum in Portugal on Tuesday. But the Fed chief isn't expected to offer fresh insights into monetary policy. Powell is likely to continue to emphasize that while the latest data point is a step in the right direction, Fed officials will need to see several more positive prints before gaining sufficient confidence to begin cutting rates. Basically, better information, better results coming out of the labor market and inflation, etc. On the manufacturing front, data showed that U.S. manufacturing activity unexpectedly fell further into contraction territory in June. That's kind of a good leading indicator in some ways. Or actually, it's pretty bad because you're trying to expand supply, and of course the reading came in at 48.5. Anything under 50 is a contraction. So below estimates of 49.2, a reading below 50 indicates contraction. There we are. So that is the economic news at the moment. So we've got a bit of stuff coming out this week, so we'll look forward to that. Let's jump over to the crypto market. So stock market looking good. Crypto market also picking up pace outside the weekend. So Sunday, Monday been surprisingly good. And of course the 1st of July, right? 1st of July. And of course, what's Independence Day this week in the United States, July the 4th? Are we going to get another alien invasion from the United States? We're going to have Will Smith out there saving the world or slapping somebody. I don't know. You guys decide. We got BTC there is up 0.25% at $62,875. And the Bitcoin dominance, pretty similar to yesterday, 52.5%. Ethereum at the moment is also at $3,439, up a little bit, 0.13% there. Nice little gain there for ETH. Everything's a bit of a mix across the board, as you can see. We've got some slight decreases in the light pink. We've got some slight increases in the green there. So everything in that could have carrier is under 5%. So you got a little bit of gains across the board. A bit of a mixed bag there. And of course, you got the meme coins over here, Dodge, SHIB, and Pepe, all down slightly. So it's a little bit of mixed results today. But Bitcoin holding up okay at the moment. Let's jump into Bitcoin deep dive. Where are we at the moment? We've got the 200 moving average in blue is at 58,240. We've got the 50-day moving average in yellow at $65,000, just underneath that, and we're currently at 62,780. So not too bad there. We're pretty much out of this this Grey Swan event, this Taiwan invasion, the weather cycle there. We're kind of out of the sort of the official period out through June. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully nothing happens here, of course. But Ethereum ETF is the next big thing to come up, right? So we can see that is the play. Now, normally, remember, the Bitcoin halving, normally 2 or 3 months afterwards, we start to have that rise up. But also, typically, the third quarter of the year is typically the sluggish performance for crypto. July, August could be probably tend to be more bullish, but September typically is a down month, and we can see that there. So third quarter going to be interesting to see how that plays out with the Bitcoin halving. I think we've got to be just cautious with the Mt. Gox potentially coming. Some of that coming out in July, and of course we've also got on maybe the more cautious side, but on the bullish side we've got the Ethereum ETF, which we've got here currently coming out next Monday onwards. So sometime next week is the idea there from there. So that's bullish because that's a big demand potentially flowing through there. So that's kind of the play there at the moment, and we'll see how the rest of it goes. Obviously, interest rate pivot could happen in September or November, and we've got the US election in November as well. So this could be a very bullish month starting off. So we could have October, which is typically really, really good, and then the US election just spumming in. So we could, from October onwards, we could get that big bull run. I think that's the confidence level, and then we'll see what happens with the Mt. Gox stuff coming out with the Ethereum ETF, and see where it all lands. And we could see Ethereum, of course, going up relative to Bitcoin. That's kind of what we could reasonably expect to see at the moment. Also, runes on Bitcoin, of course, doing pretty well. Where this is the first time meme season on Bitcoin, it's got to be good, and timing is perfect, right, for a bull market. So yeah, you don't want to miss out too much on the runes. I think we got Dog at the moment. It's now on 3 major tier 1 futures exchanges. We're waiting for spot listings, and of course some of the other big tier 1s, like Crypto.com, Coinbase, Binance, things like that, Kraken, I think. So yeah, we're doing pretty well. So OKX is listed at futures. Qcoin futures has been listed, and Gate.io as well. There's kind of the pins there, and Dog will rule the world. So we're looking forward to that as the number 1 meme coin. We've got quite a few things happening here. A Bank of Nakamoto dollar could be the first stablecoin on runes. It's up 30% at the moment, and we've got a couple other sort of a mix of results in the top 10 there at the moment. Let's see how the Trump one's going. Trump one's still just chilling around down here at number 18. I just think that's probably going to have a run for the election. So we'll see how that goes. And of course, NFTs as well on Bitcoin. Also, Runestone has taken number 1 spot. That was, if you'd held runes, you would have got that free airdrop of Dog, right? So, and it's still got 2 more airdrops included in it, as well as third-party airdrops. So that's still back at number 1 there by 24-hour volume. So that's still ticking away here on Magic Eden. Magic Eden is the number 1 DEX, or decentralized exchange for runes. And of course, Runes Protocol launched at the Bitcoin halving this year, right? This is kind of 2.0 for this, because last year, back in February, we had the BRC20, and then eventually the RRC20 protocols launch, or standards launch, and now we've got 2.0 basically pretty much with runes. Adds a lot more features and more simplified. So going pretty well there as well. All right, so looking pretty good there in the top 10 for the NFTs. We've got NFTs and meme coins and utility tokens on Bitcoin for the first season. You just can't miss that, right? We all know how that goes. So if you want to find out more details about that, join our strategy club. Links in the video description. $35 a month, really good value to talk about multi-chain opportunities like Runes Protocol. All right, that's that. And let's jump over to the memes at the moment. Obviously, one of the pretty much the leading category. There are other leading categories like IoT, AI, and things like that. But memes obviously dominating people. It's a simple way for people to catch on to crypto. We can see that Dogecoin's at number 1, Shib, Pepe number 3, Dog with hat number 4 there, Bonk number 5, Floki number 6, Brett number 7, Book of Meme number 8, Mogcoin, which has come out of kind of almost nowhere. It's had a really, really jump rise there, is at number 9, and looks like Dog at the moment is on Bitcoin is at number 10. But you watch out, this Dog, we're expecting that to do some big things, overtake Dodge eventually and become number 1 meme coin. Maybe the first meme coin to ever hit 100 billion market cap, too, at the top of the expected bull market ahead. So that's kind of some of the bullishness we're expecting there. So pretty good. But we had some pretty recent movers as well, like Mogcoin, and of course what is it? Popeye Cat, Cat, or Popcat. Those have been some recent movers, and they've moved strong, on Solana, Ethereum, and so some nice things happening there. Total market cap on crypto, 2.31 trillion, and that's just up slightly at the moment. So not bad, not bad. Total volume, $60 billion. So yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting to see. Woohoo! Bring it on, bring it on. Ethereum, moving to Ethereum. Ethereum looking much better, as you can see, and we've got the bullishness of the Ethereum ETFs. We had the first part of the approval back here. Let me just pull this up here. The first part of Ethereum ETF approval, 23rd of May, but the final sign off and maybe launch is coming up the 8th of July, right? So we get this data from the expectations of Bel Kahunas, one of the two Bloomberg analysts that we follow. They're kind of experts in the space, and that is the expected date. So next week, it was going to be this week. It's being pushed to next week because the SEC was sort of lagging around, very minor lags, but with some of the information they're requesting. And of course, we've also got Independence Day this week. So, this is the way it goes. But actually, Ethereum performing very well. The 50-day moving average, $3,473. The 200-day moving average at $3,087 in blue. And we're right up near that 50-day average. So you can see it's slightly better than Bitcoin at the moment. And we've got a bullish thing here for Bitcoin. Whereas on Bitcoin, we've got the negative is the Mt. Gox, the positive is the Bitcoin halving. But here the positive is the Ethereum here as well. Now the other thing with the Mt. Gox thing is that if we do get some selling, because people are instantly rich, right? They get that stuff, they're instantly rich. I know there's some talk about whether they're going to get paid out Japanese stuff and all that sort of thing, but there's also Bitcoin Cash, right? So Bitcoin Cash actually might get hit way harder than Bitcoin. So that's something else out there as well that people are talking about. But Ethereum there looking like it could be the winner. And maybe some of the money goes from the Bitcoin into the Ethereum, right? And so Richard talked about that yesterday. So it's going to be interesting to see if we get some sell down from Bitcoin and then passed into EVM chains like Pulsechain, for example. That'd be pretty exciting to see. So lots of cool things happening at the perfect time post the Bitcoin halving. It's going to be fun coming up. Certainly by October, I think it's definitely going to be kickoff time. But we may see some action. It's going to be interesting to see how all the cards fall in July, August. That's kind of the play there at the moment. All right, that is Ethereum. And, of course, that leads us into Pulsechain. So we're going to get into the results for day 416 on Pulsechain. Then we're going to be talking about all the markets. And then we're going to get into Mafia, PulseMafia, with all the big news around that. We've got some good stuff to talk about. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Let's see who else is in the chat there. And let's say a few people before we get into Pulsechain. Let's see here. Let's scroll up. We got Wookie in the house there. Hey, Wookie. Good to see you, mate. And welcome to the chat. We got Crypto Fury as well. Stonks be stonking. Let the money printer go brrr. Was it brrr? Brrr. Says Crypto Fury. That's so true. Hey, we got Brian, one of our two community leaders in the house there. Big shout out to Brian. Brian's amazing in our Discord. We really appreciate everything he does. So big shout out. Taking a bit of a time out at the moment, but we'll see him back soon. And good to see you in the chat today, Brian. Wookie is auction out, man. Yeah, Wookie's been participating in the PulseMafia auction quite often. He's been picking up some really good deals. So big shout out to you. Playing the markets very well. Crypto Fury says will not go quietly into the night with the old alien there. Who else is in here? We got Tal Steven says UFO looks good. Hey, look, we're going to get up to that. And we did have the PTGC and UFO team on here about 5 days or so ago, maybe a week ago. You can check out that interview. It was a really, really fun interview, very insightful. Definitely, I think, given the way the tokenomics are set up, one of the better projects on Pulsechain, particularly long-term, really is got some of that secret sauce together that makes a project stand out. So, good point there. All right, let's get back into it. Let's get into Pulsechain results and then we're going to go to PulseMafia after that. So stay tuned for that. That's coming up. So day 416 on Pulsechain, we got quadruple 0466 is the price, up 0.6%. So good day at 47% of the mean sacrifice price. So really a good discount still there for people wanting to get in versus the mean sacrifice price. The other thing is if you want to get 32 million Pulse to become a validator right now, this is a great price to do that, to pick up 32 million. We got also PulseX at the moment, quadruple 0232, up 0.5% today, sitting at 23% of the mean sacrifice price. Man, what an opportunity. What an opportunity. That's why I've got the poll out today as well, not just the indicator that we're going to talk about soon. Are you picking up any PulseX at the moment on Pulsechain? Get into that poll. We've got 17 votes so far. Get in there, folks, while we're talking about it. We've also got the total burn here going on at the moment. This is really it's a longer term feature, but it's really a superior feature that others don't have, or many others don't have, with a DEX chain combination, and that is we've got 908.4 billion PulseX has been bought up and burned so far. We're at 4.49% of total public supply has been destroyed. And remember, it's a buy and burn, so the buy pushes the price up and it burns the supply. So it's a buy and supply, perfect combination. So that's ticking away really nicely. In addition to that, of course, we also have PulseX in other protocols like Power City Earn protocol, where you have to lock it in as collateral. So that, there's lots of other stuff locked off the market. Really cool from that point of view. So we've got incentive token at the moment is at $2.55, and that is down actually today. 0.8 was it just under 1%, let's say. And we've got here the ratio is at 54,909. So that's just dropped just before we went live stream, because that was actually higher before we started the live show. But that has been a real standout too. PulseX incentive combination really looks like it's winding up, and we're going to talk about the indicator and have some, talk some of the pros and cons there. We've got the total supply at the moment, 35,477,000. So there is relatively low supply, hence the price being $2.50. But the ratio has been a standout performer there, looking very, very good. Hex has been kind of the bargain at the moment to pick up. We're at 56/100th of a penny. It is up 1/3% today. And we've got EHEX, which had that recent rally. It is just cooled off. It's now at 16/100th of a penny. Got up to 2/10 of a penny. So it's definitely down from there. But the combined price, EHEX and PX, at a 72/100th of a penny at the moment. What a bargain accumulation zone at the moment for Hex. It is pretty awesome. People picking that up, not just PulseX, but X as well. All right, so that's day 416 results. Let's get into some of the charts. This is the Pulse chart, and we've got it on the weekly, right? We're coming at that longer term view. We know that we've got the SEC case versus Richard Hart. SEC's been losing a lot of cases. We know that they've also just gone for consensus, right, with MetaMask, talking about staking, trying to hold up staking. So we know that they're continuing their blunt attack on the whole industry. Yeah, that's just the way it goes. Now, I wonder if MetaMask is going to ban their own Uni token. Is it Uniswap? Maybe not. It's MetaMask there anyway. But we got the prices here at the moment. I have bounced from this support line here on the 4th of October. 4th of December, and that was around 4,500 of a pin, 4,500, and we're currently at quadruple zero. 4,600 at the moment. So things are looking pretty good for Pulse. Just getting a little bit of rise in the RSI at 34.5. So yeah, getting back to this previous resistance zone. So pretty crucial to break through this at the moment. And that's the play. Now, obviously with July, we're expecting the SEC to write their response to the motion to dismiss from Richard Hart. That's coming up in July sometime. And of course, we've also got in August, the Richard Hart's lawyers will respond to that motion for dismissal. So that is still in play. So that's why we're keeping that. Obviously, getting a motion dismissal, especially with the SEC losing so many cases. And I think the case myself, I think it's just on a layman's read. It looks pretty weak. Yeah, fingers crossed we can get that dismissed there at the moment. So fingers crossed on that. I think the meeting's in October, right, for the review of that. So anyway, otherwise they go to information, discovery, which is going to drag on all the way through to March, June next year, right? So fingers crossed we get that dismissal. What else are we going to say about that? Yeah, that's pretty much it on Pulse. Let's have a look at PulseX, which is kind of standing out. So here it is. Here's the indicator. So this is I've got it on the title of the video. PulseX breakout signal close. It's not quite there yet, but it looks like it's happening while we're doing the live stream. It looks like it's happening right now while we're doing the live stream here, and it is subject to the dynamics of the current spot price in PulseX. But you can see this yellow line here is this is just one indicator. Normally you want to have 3 or 4 indicators. There's just one indicator I've got here. And of course, we've got the price in yellow. This is a 13-day moving average in yellow, and the blue line is a 34-day moving average. So think about the 13 days, pretty much around 2 weeks, and the 34 days like maybe 4.5 weeks, 5 weeks, something like that. Maybe just over a month. That is the kind of the play. So it's sort of a 2 week over a month type of play. And we can see if we zoom in on that on the daily. Look at this, it's about to cross. So that's a very bullish signal. Not only is it that bullish, but we've also got the fact that the candles are above the cross. So those two, that's super bullish. So just being across would have been cool, but the fact that we're already above that cross is even more bullish. So that means that we might get some little green mode candles there. That could be pretty exciting. So yeah, looking pretty good. We're pretty close. So 13 is at 2221. The 34 is at 2225. So we're only 4 little micro points to cross. So if we get a nice little green day today, we're on a weekday too, so we've got more volume around. Then we might have a really nice bullish breakout here for PulseX. So game on, as we say. Now let's go to the weekly. That is it. And the RSI is pretty cool. We've got plenty of room to move on the RSI. 58 on the daily. So let's go to the 4 hourly. Let's zoom down on this a little bit, and that is the 4 hourly cross there. So we have got a bullish cross there on the 4 hourly. We had that back here on the 21st of June. So on a 4 hourly, which is the trader's view, right? 4 hour, we're really up above that too. So, and we've got plenty of room to move on 4 hourly too, 58. So things are looking good, aren't they? And let's go to the weekly. Let's take a longer term, a longer view now, and we can see that we've got plenty of room in the RSI down at 40, and we've gotten a really nice string. First one solid week. We had an indecision candle here, right? So see this? It's kind of the bottom of the move. We got down to 1858. We knew we had sort of an indecision candle, whether it's going up or down. And then, of course, we've opened up with a nice green candle here. Beautiful. And, of course, as you guys know, we were bouncing pretty much off this resistance back here in December. Yeah, looking good at the moment. Looking very good indeed. So maybe that, and we've also got a higher low, right? That's a higher low compared to what we have back in November, December, and compared to what we had September last year. So everything is looking good from that long-term point of view. And now on the daily, with a shorter term view, we look like we've got a bullish cross, and the 4 hourly too is supporting that as well for more upside. So things are looking pretty damn good for PulseX. And one of the other things that we know that's looking good is the incentive token as well, which we're going to get to in a minute. So fingers crossed. Now, in the future, we get the bullish cross on the daily. That plays out in the next couple of days, maybe tomorrow, maybe today. And of course, let's say 2-3 days this week, basically. Then bullish cross. Now, obviously, we've got sitting out there the Mount Gox thing happening. So we'll see how that plays out. But I think we've got the room to move. And yeah, bullish to the upside there. The other thing is that if we get this weekly crossing bullish later on, man, that's even more parabolics. We could get in some parabolic strings there to the upside. So feeling pretty good about where PulseX is going at the moment. All right, let's get to the incentive token as well. Here we are. Let's go to the ratio of pulse. This is probably the more important one here. And as you guys know, we've been following this pretty closely. This range here, look at this, beautiful. And this PulseX incentive, this is the farm. This is just typically incentive tokens are to drive liquidity provision, right? Provide liquidity so you can trade, buy and sell all the time, and big players can come in, right? That's kind of the play. Got to get that liquidity right. And of course, this incentive token is incentivizing that liquidity. At the moment, of course, we are looking very, very good. We've got this upside trend here, even with inside the channel, and we break 61, and we're going bigger, right? We're up, and then we got a 71, and if we break 71, then we are off to the races. Who knows where we'll go from there? But like I say, we're currently $2.55. Once we break the 71, we could easily go, subject to RSI, we could easily go to $10, $20 up there somewhere, because the previous high we had was way at the beginning of the third week, and we got up to $317. $317 up there. So we could easily get some, what am I saying here? We actually got the ratio to 317,000, pulse per incentive token. That's where we were at the beginning. And so we could really break out here. So we got incentive ratio to pulse going up, and then the price of pulse going up. Man, it's a game on here for the old incentive token. And we all know that Briz loves the old incentive token. So yeah, that's kind of where we are there at the moment. Let's go to Hex. As well. Hex is kind of the cheapest one out of them, but we did manage to get a green weekly candle in the last week, and now we started. Let's see if we can get another one here on the back of PulseX incentive token doing well, and maybe dragging up Pulse and Hex there. But Hex is definitely a fantastic buy right now. We're at 5/500th of a penny. We bottomed out at 5/100th a penny, so just over 0.5%. So PulseX there looking beautiful. For pickups, and likewise EHEX there doing its own thing last week. Look at that big candle, and game on, I think, ahead of us with the rest of the momentum and PulseX and incentive there. So that's doing well. Also, that's pretty much it for those charts there. Let's get into the gas prices. Have a quick look at that overall for the day, day 4/16. and we got 127,000 beats, so super cheap on Pulsechain right now. 2/10 of a penny for a PulseX swap, super cheap. Look at that, 1/100th of a penny for a Pulsecoin transfer and 400th of a penny for a PRC Tree transfer. Pulsechain is a cheap place to do business, perfect for DeFi protocols, perfect for GameFi like Mafia, where you can do multiple transactions, not even think about the cost of it. We've got 2 Gwei on Ethereum, so it's super cheap over there. When that does reverse, when we do get more action on there, it's going to be pretty crazy. When the money starts flooding in, people are going to be more activists over there on Ethereum. And of course, even at 2 Gwei, we're 1,161 times cheaper than Ethereum at the moment on Pulsechain, which I love talking about every day. It's so good. Validators at the moment, like I say, perfect time to pick up 32 million Pulse, become a validator. Beautiful little passive income there, helping with the chain consensus, things like that. But we're currently at 48,372 active validators, 1.55 trillion Pulse off the market staked over there. Finally, our health check is the bridge. The bridge at the moment, $101.7 million. Pretty similar to yesterday. We're in that kind of between 102 million at the moment. We're back over 29 million DAI, so that's really cool to see. Obviously, ETH has gone up a bit as well, and then of course EHEX has tapered off a little bit. So good move in ETH and DAI have moved us back up there. Not too bad at all. And of course Bitcoin as well, with the wrap Bitcoin lifting us up a little bit on the bridge. All right, so that is it. Obviously, we're going to be starting day 417. Let's get into the rest of the charts, though, before we get into PulseMafia. And that's our next big topic. So hopefully for those that have come for that, we'll be able to go through all that. So we're going to look at Hex derivatives first. Looks like we've got the Maximus one. That's the 15.2-year Hex mining pool. That's up 2.7% today. And a bit of move in Icosa and Hedron as well. Moving to stable coins on Pulsechain. We've got all the speculative ones, the DAI, the PDAI, PUSDT, PUSDC. They're all up today. So we're at 3,500th of a penny for PDAI. And of course, we've got a follow-up dragged up with USD. Actually, they're kind of leading the way because they're actually up more percentage. But we've also got where's the other one? We got LUSD. LUSD is flat today, but that's actually been doing pretty well. Remember, they've managed to cap the minting, and the burning is what we've been following. But they've managed to get green again on there. That's looking pretty good. I do like this. Even with $1, $150, you speculate on this. Then, imagine if it does the big, 100Xs. I mean, on $150. So it's going to be interesting to see that play out. Let's go see what the burn looks like right now, because that's really probably pretty important. So let's see how that's going. And we're up there, 4.2%, looking pretty good. So that's slow tracking up there. We'll try and keep remembering that number and following this journey. It is speculative, of course, but hey, look, the PUSD and the PDAI and the LUSD, they're a bit of fun to follow to see whether they can actually get to peg or anything even close. That'd be pretty amazing. All right, let's jump over to the overall markets before we get into PulseMafia. Let's scroll down. I don't know what I was doing down that last lower box there, but let's get into that. Let's have a look. We're going to look at trending first. We've got $9.7 million in total volume on Pulsechain at the moment during the weekday. Obviously, we want to get that up over 25 million at least, so that's something for the future. We've got 220,000 for the 24-hour transactions. If we get that PulseX breakout, we might suddenly see this get up to those sort of numbers. So fingers crossed for that. At the moment, top project trending at the moment on the let's do 24 hours actually is the Teddy Bear. That's up 12%. SolidX is up 7.5%. And DWB up 4.5% there. Actually, I need to flick that around. That's not the right. We've got Note Token for Randy Lasky. Yay, Randy. Go, Randy. He's doing a good job out there for Note Token and Pulsechain. That's up 13%. And, of course, Teddy Bear up. And what else there? SolidX is up. So, the SolidX is Randy's whale friend. That's up as well, up 10%. And Launch Token, that's the only utility on the leaderboard here at the moment. That's up 11%. Looking forward to some projects from them, I guess. I need to probably go follow them up because they're supposed to be launching projects on Pulsechain. Let's have a quick look at their X profile and see whether they've got anything updated for that. They've got 20,000 followers on there, so it's got some serious following. Let's see, have they had any important news? Yeah, 10 hours ago, important update for Pulsechain users, Pulse Launch users. We're excited to announce that we've resolved the connectivity issue with mobile, so that's kind of a technical thing. What else is there? 30th of June. Pulse Launch just burned over 800,000 launch tokens, which equals 1% of total supply. So that's kind of bullish for the project. What else there? Yeah, that's some of the bullish news there. So yeah, we're excited to. They got a strategic partnership they announced on the 27th with Sending Labs. So it's a messaging system on Web3. Their Pulse launch staking was live on the 21st of June, so they've definitely had some activities. So it's kind of cool. Obviously, we're looking for project launches. So yeah, we'll keep looking at that. Yeah, so keep an eye on that. We're not going through the whole thing, but we're looking forward to see what they've got coming up. Actually, let's look at the website while we're here. We might as well do that. See what they've got coming up. So obviously they've got staking is enabled. Let's go to the DApp here. They got staking they got the launch pad. They got staking is enabled. Our next launch. What is their next launch? They got anything on here? Playbook. I'm not sure if that's got on here yet. Yeah, so it does seem to be a launch, but they've definitely got their staking up and running, and that is in play at the moment. So we'll try and keep tabs on that project. So those are kind of the leaders there at the moment that are over 10% for today. Let's go to the top pairs and have a look at those, and have a look at the 24-hour. We've got PTV up 58%. We've got Teddy Bear, Nope Token. We've talked about that. Solid X is up there. Wrap Bitcoin is up 8.5%. That's pretty cool. At $159, and it's going to be interesting to see Wrap Bitcoin perform during the bull market too, right? Especially if Bitcoin breaks out of 100K and goes to 150, 180K, even up to Richard Hart's 240K, or well beyond that, up to gold. I mean, imagine how high is it going to go this bull market? Is it going to break some absolute records? We shall see. That is pretty much it for the Pulse chain, which is going to lead us on to Mafia. We're going to get into Mafia next. So if you guys have come for that, we will be talking about that in full. So we've got 36 minutes on the hour, which gives us plenty of time to talk about all the details, all the action that's happening on PulseMafia, which has been amazing. We've got some little sneak peeks that we accidentally found yesterday. Let's see here. Who else has jumped in here? We've got DGN says OG NFTs have gone nuts. They have. We're going to be talking about that. So yeah, we're going to give some of our secrets away, but we're going to be talking about that. Hi, everybody. We've got Charity in house. Am I on time? You're on time. It's good to see you, Charity. Always a pleasure. And we got cashews are the best, is Wookie. He loves to say things that have no idea or no relevance whatsoever to the chat. But great to have Wookie in now. Howdy, folks. Good to see you, Brennan, our TA guru. Good to see you, Brennan. Mafia prime for a breakout. This from our TA guru, Brennan. So Mafia looking pretty good as well. And we've got Big K in the house there, but he is in the syndicate, so he knows which family is ruling the world. That's for sure. All right, I just realized Wookie actually has he's a syndicate capo, so he's actually got his Mafia family title in the house. So big shout out there, Wookie. All right, so let's get into it. Let's get ready to rumble. All right, let's go. Bam. All right, that's it. I love that. I love that machine guns. It's not bad. Those are Tommy guns. Those are Tommy guns. You can buy Tommy guns in the Mafia game, by the way. So that is it. I love that. I love that. That's what's going to happen to our enemies, the enemies of the syndicate. You can be our friends, of course. You can be at making alliances, but if you're our enemy, that's what's going to happen. Before we do that, though, let's get into the poll. I forgot to finish the poll here. Let's see what the results were around PulseX buying. Let's talk about that quickly. Are you picking up any PulseX at the moment on Pulsechain? We got 36% said yes. I think that's a pretty smart move, and not financial advice, of course, but we went through all the rationale for it. We got 31% said no at the moment. So we got just hodling 27%, and we got 4% of people thinking maybe, and that's from 22 votes. So a big shout out for everybody that did that poll, and hopefully people that are thinking about what's the sentiment. Well, hopefully that gives you a bit of an indication. There on that one. So yeah, 36% buying PulseX at the moment. Nice. Just over 1 in 3 people. All right, let's get into PulseMafia. Now remember, Mafia is a game launched by Jacob from Jacob's ecosystem. He's done projects like BNB Pot and PulsePot. That's the world's first peer-to-peer crypto casino. So that is pretty much the frontier of DeFi technology in the world and crypto, not just Pulsechain, but in the world. So he is a world-leading developer, and he happens to be on Pulsechain. He also does some of those projects on other chains like BNB, but really he's primarily a Pulsechain developer and doing some incredible things. Now, of course, he's combined the Sacrifice project that he had for TYCC and, of course, the former GameFi project TYRH, and resurrected that one. And, of course, both of them have flowed into a Pulsechain and BNB chain respectively there. So now we've got Mafia growing on both BNB and Pulsechain, and boy, is it doing well. It is doing very well indeed. I think we're up to day 18 now on Pulsechain, and we've got some really impressive results to talk about here on Mafia. So, welcome not just to Pulsechain, but of course to the world of the best GameFi. And of course, now we've got this Mafia game absolutely really, really getting popular. I think there's over 10 influencers out there now talking about PulseMafia and BNB Mafia, and that's growing. We know we've got I think RH Max is coming up for a stream soon. It really has been cool. We recently had C7 and James, I think, over in BNB with 57,000 subscribers. We had Crypto Coffee, I think. What's he got? 35, 40,000, I don't know. Pretty big influence, obviously, in Pulsechain. So we had some big, medium, and small influencers all talking about Mafia. So it really is starting to pick up pace here. Everyone knows that, that you need kind of killer apps on a chain as well. It's great having tokens and tokenomics. They do their thing. But having killer apps also brings people adoption and virality. And, of course, we need killer apps like this on Pulsechain. Mafia is looking like that at the moment. Really is starting to garner more attention. So let's have a look at the results. We've got the number of players at the moment, 669 players. Now, obviously, this is not unique players, but you can set up more than one player. But definitely the numbers are growing all the time. We got 16 crime families, which is an incredible result inside 18 days. The vault at the moment, let's talk about that. 2.63 billion Pulse is now in the vault. And of course, this is one of the main pools of money or crypto in the game that people are after. There's multiple ways of making crypto in this game. And this, the biggest and most obvious one, is the vault. And of course, it's now 2.63 billion Pulse. Is that crazy? That is crazy stuff right now. With the value of that is 120,000 US dollars. Amazing, amazing. Now, on the left here, we've got the vault. 10% of that vault every single week, once the game goes live, is going to go to the top 5 families, potentially the top 8 families as well. We've got the taxman on the right-hand side there. There's a whole ton of different ways that crypto flows into the taxman. Obviously, the most obvious is the buying and sell tax on the Mafia token itself. But there are multiple ways through crates and keys, through the marketplace, and no doubt will be more coming up into the game in the future as well. So in-game currency, tradable markets there as well. This game is huge. So there's going to be lots of ways that tax man's going to be collecting tax in this game. And of course, that's going to go in the vault. The better you're playing at the game and getting into a family, potentially, the more money you potentially will make as well, being in a family. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. And of course, this is sort of game that can go viral, getting bigger and bigger and bigger as we go. So let's have a quick look at the top leaders here on PulseMafia. We've got some of the top players at the moment. We've got Nunza there. He's from the Salamancas. He's the Don of the Salamancas as well. We've got Nunzio there. It's funny, we've got Nunzia and we've got Nunzio there. They're both in the Salamancas there. Probably the same player, but that is at the moment. We've got Frogs from the Syndicate, number 3. We've got Albert at number 4 there for the Syndicate. And then we've got Crypto Kool-Aid, the game designer, there, and Gearheads at number 5. They're our top 5 at the moment. And of course, this top spots have been moving around a lot on this game. Every time we go to look at it, someone else is leading. But certainly there's a lot of competition going on there. We got number 6 is Activator from the Syndicate. We've got Carnage from the Gearheads at number 7. Giffordware, I think, which is he the Don? I think he's the Don of Gearheads. He's at number 8. And we've got Adept there, the Don of Hustlers. Of course, that is Lit Games, the influencer. He's in there at number 9. And Tony Stark. Tony Stark is an aggressive player here from Gearheads. He's at number 10. So there we go. We've got a real mixed bag there amongst the top 10 peak players at the moment. Let's jump over to the families themselves, see how that's going. Well, obviously the ranks at the moment, we've got number 1 is the Syndicate, led by our very own Capone, aka Archie. He is a super brain, and he is a badass as well. And people are honestly scared of him, and they have good reason to be scared of him. He is incredibly dangerous. Some of the other players, some of the other team families out there think they've got all the smarts. That is not true. You'll find, you can see that Syndicate number 1 spot. It is led by, we call him an evil super genius, but he's a Mafia Don, and he's playing this game for real. So pretty cool. Now, there's lots of great members in the Syndicate. I want to give a special shout out to English in the Syndicate. Sorry, not in the Syndicate, but he's kind of in the Syndicate. And I want to give a shout out to him. He's been doing amazing in the marketplaces lately, so big shout out to you. We also got number 2 there, Gearheads. Gearheads managed to get over 200,000 worth overnight, and they're sitting at number 2. They picked up a few extra properties off the marketplace as well. And of course, we can see that the gap though between the two is still growing there. So 285,000. So the syndicate has pulled away from the Gearheads. The Gearheads try to catch up a little bit overnight with some property buys that they'd had in the market for a couple of days, and have finally been realized. But that's going to play there. This mysterious family, the Yakuza, still sitting pretty strong there at 136,000. They're sitting there at number 3. The Salamancas have managed to bolster their lead, so they've been pretty active overnight. You can see them in the top couple of player spots as well. So they've been accumulating some assets there in the old family Salamancas. So they're not mucking around. They're obviously playing to maintain their spot. And then we've got Lit Gains. Lit Gains come out of nowhere, and they've come up all the way from 30,000 over the last couple of days up to 80,000 on their worst, sitting at number 5 spot. So they're actually making some mad gains at 10% there. So they'll be pretty happy on that. But that is the most dangerous spot, sitting at number 5. In my view, yeah, you could say number 1 is the most dangerous spot, or number 2 is, number 3. But number 5, in my view, is the most dangerous spot because you've got these families after you that all want that spot to get a guaranteed payout of 10%. So you can see it's got that extra angst in there. And of course, you've got the Mugnows down below that. You've got the original gangsters who are number 1 over on BNB, at least yesterday they were. And then we got the Cran Clan, which has definitely been doing some moves with Hansi Crypto, another influencer there as well. So pretty exciting to see where that's going to go. Those 3 from number 6 to number 8 are all in the conditional payout spots of 5% conditional payouts. So that is there at the moment. Now we've got number 9 at Cosa Nostra. So you can see the families, the Trump family there, Brazology, Supremo Stacano there at number 11. Number 12 is La Mano Nera, led by Tito there. We've got the Chinese Triads, RPG. We've seen a little bit of movement there, actually. They've got 3 players now. And then we've got the Greys from the Coach X. Are they going to be ramping up the old Greys with the PDC and the UFO team? They've got lots of community there. They definitely could give it a good go. We'll be looking out for them to see whether they do something as well. So those are sort of the family updates. There's been a bit of movement overnight, as we say. Obviously, crates are pretty popular at the moment. And of course, we're talking about keys now. Keys are kind of the terminology. You can buy a key, of course, for $20. You can either play Pulse, PulseX Incentive, or eDye. And of course, your chances now to win are the new categories. So businesses have gone on the PulseMafia side. You have to buy them on the market. But there are new rewards now, right? There are keys. You can win keys and Mafia. That Mafia, up to 5 million Mafia, which I think is around over $10,000 right now. That 5 million Mafia, you win that, you'll be pretty happy. That's over 10,000 US dollars that you could potentially win here in the PulseMafia at 5 million. So from 10 million, that could be one of your wins. Now the game keys, 100 game keys. How many people would like 100 game keys? I know a lot would. Not only to win these prizes, but potentially in other game, over 20 different other use cases in the game as well. So that's going to be really important. There were 50 million Mafia put up for prizes. There are 39.8 million Mafia remaining. So this is brand new. We didn't have this yesterday. We've got little updates happen all the time on Mafia. We've got 39.8 million Mafia remaining in the prize pool. So obviously some decent prizes have been won so far. So people are definitely winning there. Pretty exciting. Now I'm going to log on here. So let's log on and let's link up and see how things are going. Let's go. Bam. And so kind of cool. So these keys are going pretty well. Now, we've got the marketplace going as well. So remember, you can buy crates, get a chance of winning these big prizes, keys and Mafia, as well as in-game assets. They're $20 each to get a key. So that also helps your individual worth and your family worth, and also gives you tools in the game to fight in the game, things like that. Pretty cool. But we also got the marketplace and the crates. The crates are feeding the vault as well, and one of the team accounts as well. So we'll say that's all we'll say about that. But the market has been doing spectacular. And I want to talk about this. So the market here, we got a little post here from the official Mafia. If you haven't followed the official Mafia, definitely give them a follow. They got 2 accounts, PulseMafia and BNB Mafia, and it's Mafia IO at the end. The Mafia marketplace is the most active and most liquid NFT marketplace on Pulsechain. It's got question mark, but I don't think they need the question mark there. It is doing some incredible numbers. Fees, 86.5 million Pulse. Items sold, 732. Total value sold, $57,000, all in 3 days. All in 3 days right now. So really it is absolutely crushing it out there. We've got 7 NFT marketplaces, but the in-game market here on PulseMafia is crushing numbers there. Amazing. So you can see all the different categories. So a lot of these categories that we see here for the in-game ones that you can try and win with keys, when you get a key, you can try and get a random chance of getting in these prizes. You can actually also see them on the secondary market. So imagine this is like the primary market where you go buy it. This market is like the secondary market where you can trade it up. You win stuff, you can go trade it, see what you can get for it, stuff like that. Some people are doing this. This is another way of making money in the game. All right, so you make another way of making money is if you buy a $20 crate and you get something that's worth $200, right? So you've done 20x or what's it, 10x there. So that's pretty awesome. But another way of making money is the market buying and selling, buy low, sell high, that sort of stuff. And we're seeing some pretty crazy things happen on the marketplace. So yeah, the numbers have gone up though. I mean, we're talking about 57,000 here. Looks like we're already up to 59,000. With 758 items and 86 million in pulse fees there as well. Now, I don't think that includes the Mafia token if you're playing in Mafia, so I'm not sure if that's the case. I just think it's for the pulse buyers. But in any case, you can see all the latest ones clothing. So let's actually go by item filter. I always like to use that. You can filter by any of these in-game items, including businesses. So if you look at businesses there, you can see some of the business on sale at the moment. So you've got a couple of different things. You've got car crashes and hospitals, things like that on sale at the moment. And you can see how long it's got to run as well. You can either make a bid in an auction or you can just buy now. You can just buy now and click the buy now button. Now, obviously, you've got to decide whether the price is good for you or not. So how do you find that out? Well, you can check out the history. So you can check out the history there. You can see the latest trades. So we've had some pretty interesting trades at the moment. Obviously, with the detective agents, we see Crypto Kool-Aid from the Gearheads. He's been buying up some assets here. He just got one recently. He got a detective agency. He got some roulettes and things like that. So he's been buying some assets. Think of Mafia a bit like a Monopoly game or a Risk game. You know, where you're trying to buy the assets, control the squares. That's kind of some of the ideas there that Crypto Kool-Aid's trying to do. Obviously, Bring It Chief. I think he's also in the Gearheads as well. They're all trying to buy some of those properties up, right? That's part of their strategy. Now we've also seen some cool other people buy stuff. Tony Stark's also in the Gearhead, so you can see the Gearhead strategy coming out pretty similar. What they're trying to do there, and of course we've also got some big shout out to English there in his family. He's also buying up assets. So big shout out to him, doing an amazing job out there for his family. So kind of cool. We've had some other people buy properties. Big Tommy, Satamana, so different people out there. Some individuals as well, not even in families. Maybe they're in the family, but they're not showing that they're in the family. We've got all sorts of strategies playing out. The game hasn't even launched yet. So there's some stuff out there as well that's happening. You can also go to shop items and pick up some good weapons and defenses and things like that. There's going to be a lot of opportunities in this category until the game starts, because people don't really know. They're either undervaluing things or they don't know what's going to how valuable it's going to be in the game. So you're getting some interesting opportunities here in the shop items, which include guns and weapons and defense and things like that. We also got these new OG NFTs, and of course these are going for really good prices. I mean, these have really been ramping up, so they've been doing pretty well. We can see here on the market. Let's go to the market side. We can see that we've got all these on the market at the moment. There's lots. Yesterday there weren't many, but now there's lots more because the prices are going up. When price goes up, more supply comes in, right? That's kind of what you tend to find. So that's definitely playing out there. But we can see a lot of the assets here are pretty on the upside now. They start off like $70, $80, and now they just keep climbing. They're up to $250 now. There are a lot of perks from these OG game NFTs. If I understand rightly, there are 5 keys per month. Every 30 days, you get 5 keys. There's going to be other assets dropped to these OG NFTs as well. So they've kind of got all this in-game value, and it kind of makes you a premium player having one of these in the game. So that's why the market's getting priced up there. They're also worth quite a bit as well. So adds to your individual worth and family worth. So there's lots of benefits from OG NFT crates. Now, originally they were given to, there's only limited to, there's only like 1,600 on Pulsechain and like 600 on BNB chain. There's not a lot of them. And of course, they were originally given to TYCZ and TRH NFT holders. That's how they came about. So they're pretty limited as well. So yesterday, I think we looked at the market, it was around about $330,000. So the market cap's relatively low for this as well. Interesting way of looking at it. So yeah, some cool stuff happening. Let's have a look at some of these. Let's have a look at some of the, we got this one here. It's got 2 hours to go. It's got a starting price of $103. It's got 5 bids at the moment, and that's ticking away there. You can see some of the bids in here. We've got ePablo, so we've got different families there competing for the looks of it. I don't know all these families, but you can click on each of them and find out what family they are. And we're up to $103. That will get pretty severe, I think, later on when it gets close to the end of the auction. What else we got here? If you look at buy now, we haven't got what's the cheapest buy now? 288 is relatively cheap here. These are all $4.99. So $2.49. So it looks like these two at the bottom are the cheapest one if you're just going to buy now, $2.49. Now, how do you know if it's a good deal? Well, I guess you look at the history there and see how much the last ones are gone. So we had one go for $2.20 by Juice. Well done. That was a good price based on recent prices. We had one for $200 there. It's a really good price too. That was from an auction. So you sort of see what I mean. We have different ones, $2.10 for this one. So yeah, around that price at the moment. So you could say just over $200 is kind of the market price at the moment. And at the moment, the ones available over that price, right, 250 or so. So you've got to hunt your best price, right? Hunt your best price. All right, so we're going to refresh this page because I'm just getting a little bit of, you might occasionally get a few funny things happening with the filters. Just remember that, just refresh the page and start again. Yeah, so there's some cool stuff happening there. Obviously, other categories, bullets and bodyguards, health and all that. You can go shopping and buy and sell and check the market history for the recent sort of market. And you can get an idea of what the market's been paying and what you should be buying or asking for. Pretty much it. So that is kind of cool. Everything is going pretty well. Now, in the vault, let's go to the wiki. Wiki there. We talked about how good the vault is. Let's go to the wiki. And, of course, we had some really cool updates here. Next phase we're expecting is the Mafia map. That is a fundamental stage. We get to see the map, the lay of the land. The Dons in the family, the hierarchy in the families will be very keen on that. All the players will want to know what's going on there. What will we see on the map? Will we see, train lines? Will we see, anything like jets? I don't know. What are we going to see on the map? Headquarters, of course, are going to be very important. Lots of things, the assets in the game, where they're allocated for business and stuff like that. What are we going to see? It's going to be fun to see that. Looking forward to it and how it visually looks. Now, we also saw yesterday we had 2 additions to the lineup. We had 9 phases before the game goes live. Now we've got 11. Yeah, we've gone from 9 to 11. We've got 2 more. And we've got some pretty interesting stuff here. We've got trade ups and at number 7 and pre-ranking. Those are the 2 new ones there. So, yeah, what's all that about? Obviously, you can try and read through the words there. That's pretty cool. And then, of course, we've got communication number 9, kill simulator number 10, vault requirements. And those vault requirements at the moment sitting for the game ready to start. So do we have to get up to 5 billion pulse? And we have to get up to 500 BNB. I have a feeling that if we get to the pulse gets to the 5 billion, whichever gets there first, then the other chain will probably start playing as well. That's my feeling, but I could be wrong about that. That's kind of the feeling here. We're at number 12, and then we got official game launch. So cool. And as you guys know, the Mafia vault is well on its way to 5 billion pulse. We're at 2.63 billion, so we're over 50% the way there, over $120,000. This game is going to be big. Now, if we get a doubling in the price, imagine we get to the 5 billion, that gets the $250,000 US in the prize pool. Remember, there's other ways of making money in the game as well, which I just talked about. But there's going to be others coming up. But we get to that, we get the $250,000. Pulse price doubles. We're at $500,000, right? It's crazy. Maybe maybe the team is not ready by the time we get the 5 billion. Maybe they got a few more coding things, a few more things to fix out. Maybe they have to go a bit longer. Maybe we get up to 6 billion pulse before the game starts, something like that. So there's a bit of flexibility there. Then game on, right? So pretty exciting. But we are seeing some really good volume go through the market through crates, and of course through the volume on the Mafia token. And of course we can see the Mafia token at the moment. Look at that. Woo! Mafia token is up at 0.2 of a penny. And of course, as you guys know, our very own Archie the Don, he's talking about potentially we could get the 3 cents or more by the 3 cents is what he actually said by the launch of the project. We could have a real breakaway, real runaway here with the price. Going to be pretty fun to see that. And of course, that's a 15x from here. So some fun things ahead of us. And we're up 5.7% today. So game on there. We've already had NFT Marketplace launch on the 26th. We had keys show up on the 27th. And man, what are we going to have? The next phase is the map. That's going to be insane. You can imagine the ramifications of that map going to be really important, particularly for Dons and the leadership doing strategy. Pretty crazy there. So lots of fun happening with the old Mafia token. If you guys haven't checked out Mafia, you want to get a player. I do strongly suggest you need 2,000 Mafia to be a player. So definitely get that. Let me just put up Mafia sites. Now, all you have to do is to switch over to BNB. You just have to use the same website. So PulseMafia, BNB Mafia, and get a player 2,000. That's it. That's it. Nothing bigger. I think it's only a couple of dollars, maybe $3 or something like that. So cheap as chips. And of course, then you should join a family, right? So after you make a player, get started, click the get started player, connect your wallet, get started, set up your player, and of course you get a random avatar up to 1,200 avatars. Hit the families. You'll have to join up to one of the families. There is a chat over here. You can ask to get in there, and of course that needs to get activated a bit more. But you can get in there and join families. And of course, online on X and Telegram, there's ways of joining families. If you want to join a syndicate, you can join the Discord, and that's $5 a month to join Discord, and then hit up Archie to join. You'll be able to do that all over on Telegram as well. Don't know if Archie's or anyone's in the chat there, but they can post the link to the Telegram. Join recruitment. Recruitment page, let's say, over on Telegram there as well. That's run very well. All right, so that's if you want to join a family. Now, I think we've lowered our entry into the syndicate down to $100, and that gives you access to all the benefits on PulseMafia if we hold the top positions, and of course on BNB as well. So $100 for both chains, pretty good upside there. And of course, we pay the highest amount, 50% back to the family, so that's pretty good. Now, you can also swatch between Pulsechain and BNB and hit that up, so you can do that. And of course, we can see the vault now on over there. So let's quickly go through the BNB. We've got 836 players over on BNB. We've got 16 crime families, and the crime families are a little different over on BNB. At the moment, the number one spot is held by the original gangsters. That's where they're really wanting to fight, and that's why they've been going up over 100,000 overnight. They went up, so they're actually moving ahead there. The syndicate is also over there. It's number one on PulseMafia, and number two on BNB chain. And then we've got the Mugnows, who are number 7 or number 6. So I think number 6 over on PulseMafia. They're number 3 there, so they've got a paid one there. We've got this mysterious Yakuza again. It was number 3 on PulseMafia, number 4 here on BNB. And then this Illuminati, who the hell are these people? Well, they're at number 5, and they're holding up number 5 there, 10% payouts, followed by Costa Nostra, the Peaky Blinders, and the Clan at number 6, 7, and 8 on BNB Mafia. And then you've got all the other families, Cartels, the Untouchables, run by CryptoPide, BNB influencer there. Los Salvajes there at number 13, Mafia Group at number 14, and the High Table down at number 15, followed by the Salvation Army at number 16. So quite a lot of different families over there and different ecosystem. Let's have a look at they've still got crates over there at the moment. They've still got access to businesses, 70 businesses remaining over there. That category is gone on Pulsechain, on the Pulse Mafia, but it's still here. And the 50 million Mafia is still remaining as well. So no one's won any Mafia over there at the moment. So there's a lot of opportunity over on the BNB chain at the moment for high value, as well as the keys as well. So once again, $20 to buy one of these crates, or keys, I should say. And you can then click the use key button to try and win one of these prizes. And yeah, $20. You can pay BNB, USD Tether, USDC over there. So lots of opportunity there. All you have to do is switch over and switch your wallet over as well when you switch the side over. The vaults, let's see how much is in there. 101.86 BNB. Sitting at $58,610. How do you like that? Let's add that up. Let's add up both Pulse Mafia and BNB Mafia. Actually, I'm putting the wrong one here. Let's go add that up. We've got to open up. Let's get the calculator. We got 58,610. Plus, I think we had 120, 450. I think it was on Pulse Mafia. I'll get out here. That's $179,000 US now locked in to the Mafia game on Pulse Mafia and BNB. Is that insane or what? That is pretty amazing. Pretty amazing results at the moment. 170. You can see how these numbers are going to go up, and up, right? You can just see it. It's going to get big. Big numbers. The bigger the numbers, the more people it attracts. It's going to be a game on, folks. A game on. Now, the cool thing about the syndicate, which I'm a co-hoster of, I'm in the concierge for that. It's the number 2 spot. Is in the syndicate is that we're going to welcome new players. So if new players join, you'll have a chance to join our family. Some families will not let new people in. They'll just stay that size. Other families will have different rules for getting people coming on. But we're going to keep a pretty open mind to new players coming into the Mafia. And that means that we've always got that vitality, that real openness there in the syndicate. Obviously, there's an application process, and people have to qualify for that. But new players will be able to join, which is pretty neat. All right, what else we can say about that? There's different contracts, of course. There's the same buy and sell tax that feeds the vault, 4.7% buy tax, 16.6% sell tax. That's true on both chains, and that's taken away there. And the different contract, of course, 4111 is the ending of that over on Mafia. That's on Pancake Swap. So let's have a look at the chart for that. That is the chart there. Very different chart. Of course, this is based on TYZZ, and we've got the price down at 0004 at the moment. Very good entry at the moment, and the market cap 406 million, whereas the PulseMafia one is at 2 million at the moment. So very good opportunities over on BNB Mafia to pick that up. So I'll post that in the chat there as well. We're going to get into some of the comments in the chat there. BNB Mafia. Let's put that chat in there. That's the chart for BNB Mafia. And let's do the PulseMafia too, because I don't think I put that in there. If you want to buy PulseMafia, PulseMafia, and I'll put that in there. Bam. Let's go. So looking good is the old Mafia chain on both chains, and of course you can pick up still pick up quite a few million on the old BNB Mafia at the moment. So pretty good opportunities over there. All right, so that's some of the actions at the moment. Let's get over there. We've talked about all that. We've talked about some of these new things. Keys is also a new section on the wiki. Should probably read that if you want to understand keys more. So over 20 use cases in the future as well. But there's lots of benefits of keys in the game, particularly if you're a Don and things like that. What else have we got going on here? I'm going to scroll all the way down the bottom here, just looking to see if there's anything new. Yeah, we've got the OG NFTs, right? So OG NFTs, I'm going to show you what they look like. Let's switch back over to Pulsechain, and let's have a look at what OG keys look like. So let's go to my profile here. Let's have a look here. So we've got OG NFTs, and this is what they look like, right? So this is what's in game. You can have them in your wallet. They're not in game, but you have to have them in game if you want to get the rewards, like the free keys every 30 days. You got to have them in your in-game wallet, and so that means they're at risk, but you've got them in the wallet there, and yeah, that's how that works. So that's what they look like in the wallet at the moment. So kind of cool. Just give you an idea what those look like, which is pretty neat. So we're up to an hour and 6 minutes. Let's get into some of the comments at the moment. Let's go. Actually, I was going to say one more thing about the marketplace. If you want to list items at the moment, you can list items, and you can find an item. Let's say I've got this. Let's say I've got a health for 350. I can either sell that item in a fixed price auction, like fixed price. In other words, people just buy that price that I set, or I can put it in an auction. Do a starting price. Maybe I want to get $200, so I start the auction at $100. And maybe I'm really after 200, so I put it in for 100. You got to be careful with this. There's also a little blue button here that gives you, if you go over it, it tells you what the last sales were for that particular asset. So it's telling me that $50, $28, $70 is quite a range there. So maybe I think I can get $70. I don't know what the market price. You have to go see what's on the market right now. But let's say I sell it for 60. And then the market price pushes it up to a new high. I don't know. But you can either choose Pulse or Mafia to get paid in. Now, remember, Pulse has got a 20% tax that goes into the vault. So if you do get $60, you're going to get 80% of that, for example. The Mafia has got 0% fee. So remember that. Now, if you do pay for something in Pulse, if you pay something in Pulse and you don't have Pulse, but it's paying in Mafia, it will sell that Mafia on the market, and then you will lose 16.6% of that, and of course slippage. So remember that if you're buying with Mafia accidentally when something's actually on for sale for Pulse, there's a little trick there. And of course you can set the timer there: 30 minutes, 3 hours, 12 hours, 72 hours. And of course that's easy to do, and then you can just confirm the listing. So cheap on Pulsechain, right? Super cheap, and that will be up on the auction there. So two different types of sale methods that you can use at the moment. Kind of cool, and you can see them there. So we've got bids. These are auctions here. And we've got fixed prices, which people can just buy now straight away. Pretty cool. There's lots of deals out there: guns, hand grenades, bodyguards. There's lots of stuff to buy and sell, and you can see the market is going off. Number one, it seems easy, the number one NFT market right now on the old Pulsechain. So doing some incredible volumes. Whew, that is epic. So we're up to now in 8 minutes. Let's get back into it. I'm going to get into some of the chats here. I think that's a good wrap up there of that. We're going to do the Hex payouts in a minute. But before we do, let's catch up in any other comments. We talked about Brennan. Brennan says up and to the right. I see there's Brennan. Absolutely. Hex, we got Tin Top in the house there. What's up? Hex can say good to see you, Tin Top. You come in perfectly for the Hex daily payouts, so awesome for that. We've got Property Review in the house there. Good streaming today. Thanks to that Property Review. Appreciate it. Yeah, we've covered a lot of stuff, man. We've covered from the stock market, right through to Bitcoin, Ethereum, right through into Runes market, right into Pulsechain, right into Mafia, GameFi, And we're going to wrap that up with the old Hex. We've covered PulseX, of course, and SEM token. That was kind of a highlight for me too. Bring on the map, says Wookie. Absolutely. Looking forward to that map. Let's see what else we got. Refined in house. Hey, Refined, good to see you. Woo! Yeah, Brendan says if you like money, join the syndicate. That's the way we like to rock or roll. If you like money, our Don Archie believes in loyalty, and you get rewarded for loyalty. And of course, if you're disloyal, well, you know what happens. You know what happens with disloyalty there. And then Mafia game. It's a game of Mafia. Remember, it's not personal. It's just business in the Mafia game online. It's not personal. It's just business. That's what we say. All right. Okay, let's get into the Hex Daily Stats. Let's do that. And this is our last topic for the day. But get in like Mafia, folks. And yeah, like I say, have good times. So we've got Hex Daily Stats there. We haven't had the Ethereum stuff out, have we? No, we still haven't had anything out since the 24th of June. But we're still getting the Pulsechain data flowing. So you've got the results there. What day did I say it was? 400 and something. Let me just double check to make sure I'm getting the right day here. 416. Yeah, 416. So day 416, which shows up at 1673, but really that's the Ethereum side. So 1st of July. Yeah, is that the right one? I think it is the right one. I think that is the right date. We've got the price there up a little bit. Yeah, it's not bad. But the payouts is what we're looking for there. 7.003 is the Hex payout per T-share at the moment. Let's look at the old T-shares. T-shares on Pulsechain down to 7,600. We're sitting at 9,341,000 T-shares. Let's look over to the reward pool. Man, very modest penalties today, only 112,000. We had 1.6 million the previous days, or at least yesterday. So 65.4 million Hex in the reward pool there for the T-share miners. Liquid holders have been up pretty nicely. That's 77 today. But miners are down 13, so the 123,630 miners there on the Pulsechain. But we don't have Ethereum data out today. But that is where we are at the moment on Ethereum. So yeah, pick up a T-share at the moment, super cheap with the price down so low, $45 at the moment. And of course, longer pays better, bigger pays better. They'll be even cheaper than that. The spot T-share price for Pulsechain, $192 at the moment. Obviously, longer pays better, bigger pays better. Hex.com, check it out. Links in the video description. Start mining Hex today. That's how we roll. And the prices at the moment, perfect time to entry because it's a perfect time where we are. And of course, I think it's when it does take off, it's going to be pretty epic. All right, and let's go. I think that's it. That's it for Hex. Let's jump out of there. Bam. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed the show today. Catch me again tomorrow. We'll be coming more Pulsechain stuff, obviously. Maybe more Mafia stuff and other things like that. Maybe some new projects too. We're going to talk about that, obviously. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Catch us in the Discord. Now, the link to the Discord is in the video description. I'm going to make some pretty serious changes to the Discord shortly. Yeah, if you want to get stay in the Discord, probably best to become a member. It is Pulsechain and Hex Discord primarily. And of course, that is $5 a month to join up. Only 16 cents a day, so it's super cheap there for all the best information and the best community. We talk strategy and tokens and everything else in there. And make some good online friends as well, play some games, all sorts of stuff happening in there. Now, also, we have a special multi-chain group called the Strategy Club. That is $35 a month. Great value there as well. We're looking at all the great trends. Obviously, we've covered some beautiful stuff on this channel like BRC20s, meme coins, and of course, runes and things like that. So there's lots of different things that we think are going to be crushing the bull market coming ahead of us. Man, time is ticking. Really, I think by October, it's going to be game on for the bull market, like that big rally, the big hyper rally we've seen in the past after Bitcoin halvings. Pretty cool. Maybe we'll get it a bit earlier too. Maybe July, August, possible. We'll see how we go there. But definitely October looking at. We'll also have the lay of the land after Mt. Gox and things like that. Hopefully we'll have all that information out, how the market's performing there. All right, but bring it on. Ethereum ETFs next week could be awesome too. Looking forward to it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's coverage. But yeah, join up the Pulsechain Hex Discord, $5 a month, or Strategy Club, $35 a month as well. And of course, we've also got a private club for the Mafia group as well, the Syndicate. That's also in the Discord. They're all hidden unless you join those two particular clubs. So if you join Strategy Club, you'll see that one. And if you join the Mafia club, you'll be given access to the Mafia chat in there as well, which is all secret and private. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Take care, everybody. Enjoy your time, family and friends. Enjoy crypto. It's supposed to be a fun place. And stay safe out there. Cindy, what's it? Stay safe out there, San Diego. I think that was it. All right, take care. Bye for now. Let's play out some music on the way out. Let's do Hex. Play out some nice Hex music. Sounds good for me today. Let's go to Discord. Sorry, desktop here, and let's play some music. All right, peace out, everybody. Scott Harris, Hexaco, good song, and take care, everybody. Bye for now.
It's fun to watch Hex pumping up the charts. It's left behind all kinds of broken hearts who didn't buy the dip, who didn't DCA, and now that we're on a rip, it's hard to look away. Now I'm not the one to hand out free advice, but as for me, I wouldn't dare think twice about buying a bag, since we're still somewhat down. This rocket ship's about to break the speed of sound. You know these wheels are starting to roll. Best to sit back and just enjoy the show, 'cause we're about to ride that train into the heart of Hexaco. Now, I tip my hat to everyone who minds. You're getting paid out while you're killing time. It makes room for a nice vacation to the beach, perhaps a celebration now that you are rich. Ha ha! Ignore the haters who all called you crazy. You studied hard while they were being lazy. Now you're packing bags, about to take a ride up on that rocket ship, mooned up and starry-eyed. I feel these wheels are starting to roll. Best to sit back and just enjoy the show, 'cause we're about to ride that train into the heart of Hexaco. Now that we're summer bound and the sun is bright, I see that it's not round but rather has 6 sides. It's a work of art that's written into code, designed by Richard Hart to make our bags explode. You know these wheels are starting to roll. Best to sit back and just enjoy the show, 'cause we're about to ride that train into the heart of Hexaco. Yeah, we're about to ride that train into the heart of Hexaco.